Hello, and
Welcome.
welcome to
Alternate fucking
Casuals.
What makes you
Fucking
casual?
It don't matter.
What you know.
fucking
Let's fucking boogie. Alright, Ultimate fucking Casuals, we are back. My boys, Nathan, Isaac, we are here to talk the fights. How casual are you feeling?
Dude, after last night, feeling real good.
Yeah, I feel like a real hardcore fan of the sport after I've been reinvigorated by the performances we've been seeing lately.
Oh, fight sports has been so good. So just so far, we're in Q1, just wrapping up Q1 of the year, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, we're coming up on some good shit too, so we'll go in.
Oh, one thing that was not so great. Give me your best Chuck Norris jokes. My man died at, I think, 87. Legend of martial arts, just period.
Yeah, dude.
Chuck Norris didn't die. He just completed life. He's on New Game Plus now.
New Game Plus. Dude, yeah, rip. I remember seeing him on TV all the time as a kid, man. On Walker, Texas Ranger. It's wild to see. A little bit sad he died for sure. But yeah, he moved on. He finished with this world.
The Delta Force movies were actually an inspiration of mine. That's what inspired me to join the military, was seeing Chuck Norris on TV.
Oh, dude, back in the day, that was like elite to see as a kid.
He was the man.
So good. Yeah.
Well, not quite the man status. Floyd Mayweather is saying in the media that the Pacquiao 2 fight is an exhibition. Is this what? I don't know what to make of this. He's worried, you think?
He's worried. He doesn't want to lose that 50-0.
Man, that really does take a lot of steam out of it. Sorry, Nathan, go ahead.
It's just Floyd being Floyd at this point, right? Like, he's been talking so much shit since he retired, and like, I mean, hey, like, it just is what it is, right? I mean, he's making it up as he goes along, and he clearly has an ego to protect, right? So, but he's also broke, so he's got to do something, I guess, to. Has he got like the fastest speed run from like generational wealth to nothing? Because he seems like he's in bad straits right now.
He is, with all the exhibitions that he had lined up before this. Even like he had the Tyson fight, the kickboxer guy,
and then Pacquiao.
Tenshin Nasukawa or something like that.
Tenshin Nasukawa, yeah, that was a few years ago too, and he still managed to fumble that bag. Pretty,
yeah,
says a lot.
Someone's weird, because like, I mean, considering how much money he actually made, like, I mean, you're talking about, if you want to talk about like pay-per-views that he sold, I mean, he sold a crazy amount of pay-per-views that, like, back in the day. I mean, so he made his money, and it's a little bit crazy that seemingly he's having financial struggles now, but I guess, man, no financial literacy, man. He's you gotta be smarter with your money.
Yeah, I don't really buy. Well, it depends on one of two things being true. I think is he is financially illiterate, but has no self-awareness and thinks that he can manage it himself. And that would explain how he got, quote unquote, had the money stolen from him by Showtime, or the people that he had to manage his money swindled him. And I don't think that the latter is the case.
Yeah, I mean, from what we see, I mean, he was always like flaunting the money. I mean, just this year, I think earlier this year, he was at a basketball game and was like counting like bands of money in the middle of a game, and like, you know, he always had like these exuberant purchases throughout his career, like, cars, private jets, designer clothing, bags, whatever. I mean, and at some point you gotta realize, like, you gotta chill. It's okay to make those purchases, but you gotta chill a little bit
Yeah,
at some point.
you don't have the same fight income that you did before.
Yeah, it's not as steady.
And he also puts like hundreds of thousands on betting slips, right? And so like he'll
Yes.
farm Twitter likes when he wins, but like how many times do you think is he losing out on whatever slips he's putting,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then he's got, like, he's got his family too, his kids. He's got to, like, support as well at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, I wonder how much he's actually making for this exhibition. But yeah, damn it, I really wish it was a legitimate, like, professional fight, because I guess unless there's like a KO, it's just gonna be ruled a draw, right?
Oh, if it's an exhibition,
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks
it's
for
just gonna be-
coming.
Yeah, thank you for paying for a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Hope you had fun
You know,
watching
even
this
if there
pity
wasn't
pat.
even if there wasn't a knockout, like if Pacquiao just knocked him down, that would do immense damage to
That's-
his legacy. Like I know
feel
before
like
I said
yeah.
it wouldn't affect his legacy, but with all the bad press that's come out around now, like all the news about him is how terrible of a businessman he is and how much he's squandered. Like if the last image of him in a boxing ring he's getting knocked down, that's like just gonna rile all the haters back up again.
Knocked down by his arch rival at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it means something.
Let's keep it rolling because we still have a little bit more boxing to talk. I wanted to point out March 21st. One thing that did happen that was really cool. Lester Martinez. It's an interim title, so not quite the same thing, but the first title that Guatemala has ever seen, ever. So that was really cool. I like that a lot. But
Yeah, that dude has a chin, by the way, Aline.
yeah, super
That is
tough.
crazy.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I want to see more of him actually out of
Yeah.
this. But
Yeah.
Lester, he is in line for the winner of Canelo versus Christian Mbili, which was supposed to be. Mbili was supposed to rematch Lester because they had a draw at Canelo Bud, and they're, for whatever reason, they didn't do it, and now Lester at least is the number one contender, but I feel like he got done dirty.
Yeah, especially considering how good of a fight it was. I think it would be a rematch.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to point out, Jocelyn Camarillo gets a knockout in one over Isis Seo. Isis Seo got sent to the hospital. She was put into an induced coma. She has since come out of it, walking, talking, responsive, eating solid food. Like, everything's okay. But it's just one of those things to, like, remind people, like, this is, like, these combat sports are extremely fucking dangerous. So, I don't know, when you feel like you want to take a dump on somebody, maybe think about, like, they're putting their lives on the line for our entertainment. So, just something to keep in mind.
I think that shit's okay.
April 4th, coming up, Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. What team are you guys on? The Wild Things or Del Boys?
There's no way I couldn't be on Team Wilder too. Like,
Gotta be.
Damn right.
Gotta be.
Damn
we,
right.
we rode for Wilder for so many years. I mean, been watching it. I mean, gosh, has it been a decade since his career really took off?
Yeah, it has been.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's one of my, like, not OG, but like that was one of the, one of the core boxing guys I watched back in the day, of like ride or die no matter what. And I really don't want to see him get humiliated again, because his last couple fights have been, the boy's just a shell of himself, like post his ayahuasca trip, post
Yeah, the Bronze Bomber
fight.
is unfortunately dead.
It is. But you know what? This is washed versus washed. UK versus US, washed fighters. Derek Chisora, he's not some like up and coming fighter. He's he's been consistent, but man, I really hope Wilder can pull this off. I don't want to see him get slumped. But yeah, we got to ride with him for sure.
I mean, getting slumped by Zhile Zhang, the Chinese guy, it was something. It was, I don't know. I want to say it was like a little bit more acceptable because Zhile Zhang was still like at the height of his powers, so to speak. But Derek Chisora is very clearly not, and that's where like the concern comes in. Like if you get put down by Derek Chisora, like my man, it's over.
It's over, yeah. Yeah, and we're just we're gonna have to try super hard to like forget this fight if Wilder gets laid out.
Try our best.
Yeah.
But that is all the boxing talk we got for now. We talk about this more extensively on Boxing B-Sides, Boxing Before Dark. Wherever you're listening to this, you can find us over there as well. Into the MMA news, not much for this week, but we do have Alex Pereira. He re-signs with the UFC for an 8-fight deal. That's like at least, 4 years?
I mean, that's a crazy long time. And like he's slowed his activity a little bit.
He's twice a year fighter, right?
Yeah, well, especially nowadays. I mean, earlier in his career, like whenever he first entered the UFC, he was definitely more active. But I've got to think this is just like, I mean, because if you think about it right now, like it's hard to come up with 8 fights for Alex Pereira at the moment. Like we have like, especially with him joining heavyweight.
Right. Moving up to heavyweight, there's not a whole lot.
Potentially gone. We know that's going to happen. Maybe Aspinall later on down the line. But then, you think after that, there's still 6 fights left. I got to imagine this is just to, like, tie Pereira up. So, like, he, after he finishes with the UFC and retires, he doesn't, like, go off to, I don't know, I mean, we see Netflix has joined the MMA sphere. Like, I guess this would sort of ensure that he doesn't, with Alex being one of the premier, like, UFC stars, just making sure he doesn't go to another organization or goes to box of his own volition once he retires. I mean, because he's getting up there in age as well. I mean,
late 30s right now.
Yeah, he's late 30s. So I mean, I can't imagine really 8 more fights. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but we'll see.
This is them setting a contractual standard going forward with Paramount, right? Because, like you said, they absolutely do not want him to be fighting someone like Alexander Usyk or like Francis Ngannou or doing something big outside of the UFC. So they're like, hey, we'll lock you up. And, they must have given him a pretty sweet, payout for him to just accept it right away, especially when it seems like stars are more willing to negotiate these days or try to, test the waters elsewhere. So, yeah, like you said, this is just a way to keep Alex in line. Keep him in the brand. I think, though, if he does beat Gon, he becomes a heavyweight champion. I think you could easily get 4 or 5 fights out of him after beating Gon. I think that's realistic. Because, I mean, Aspinall, they would probably want to build up that event. And so you see maybe 1 or 2 fights. And maybe they, their fight is so good it turns into a multi-fight thing. Like, you could see his career spanning 3 more years, maybe 5 or 6 more fights, and then like you said, now you got a couple fight padding to keep him from going off for some other organization.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I just hope they compensated him somewhat fairly, because man, he really has like sort of carried this sport for the past few years in terms of like the events he's been headlining. Obviously the excitement he's been bringing with his fights. I hope if he's not able to step outside, and see what other organizations are saying. I hope they at least compensated him well, because he has been a great source of entertainment for the fans.
Yeah, well, he said, I think he and his manager said they were compensated very well, and he's like, the UFC can do whatever they want because they've made me very happy, basically. So.
All right. I mean, as long as he's happy.
Yeah, if he's happy, then get after it.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's just see what fights we can get done. Because, I mean, as long as he's here, I mean, and not getting like smoked in fights, I mean, I'm down to keep seeing him.
It does make you wonder, like, because UFC, we already pointed it out with Tom Aspinall that like the heavyweight division doesn't have a whole lot to offer him. So even if we do have like we could even just make it, for the sake of argument, a trilogy of Aspinall versus Poatan. What else is there for him to do? Is he gonna have a rematch with Cyril Gane as well? Like, I'm trying to just like map out how can we get to 8 fights.
I know they're thinking about bringing that dude Gable Steveson.
He signed a deal with American Freestyle, which there's a working relationship between RAF and UFC, but for the most part, it looks like Gable Steveson is going to be with RAF.
Yeah, I think there's some fights, but
I think the two that would jump off for me would be Pavlovich and Volkov, right? Those would be really fan-friendly fights to do. And then after that, you're kind of reaching, though. Maybe you're hoping that one of your heavyweight prospects is able to vault up the rankings out of nowhere. I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I said that a Derek Lewis fight sounds kind of fun to me. Can you imagine? Derek Lewis and Alex Pereira?
Probably. Yeah, that would be a good time.
That would honestly be like a pretty good... I mean, I guess he's already moving up to heavyweight to fight Gane. But in terms of like, if you wanted to build him up, I mean, because like at this stage in his career, I gotta imagine Alex is gonna win that fight. Considering like, you know, Derek has as of late been a little bit off. But yeah, I mean that would be a good fight. You know, if he has to wait for Tom any time, that would be a good one to do in the interim. You know, if I guess like Volkov or Pavlovich, like you said, aren't available.
Well, moving on, ONEFC is deactivating their women's strawweight MMA division. While like looking at the talent that they're sort of letting go, like if they were not willing to move into Muay Thai or kickboxing, they're letting them go, and their MMA champ is leaving. So I don't know. To me, this is more of a signal. I think this trying to understand what the signal is where I'm at right now. Like, as we're looking at second tier, but still a major promotion, deactivating an entire weight division. So I'm not sure what to make of this. It's not. I don't think this is a good sign by any stretch. But
yeah, I mean, as we'll talk about, I guess later, but I guess for like other organizations, I mean, even PFL, like some of the women's divisions, like there's not like a crazy amount of talent. In the UFC, luckily we have a few names that keep the divisions interesting. We have Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes. We've got like Erin Blanchfield, Shevchenko. Like there's at least like some names that we have like some interesting fights. But man, and outside of that, or outside of the UFC, it must be a little bit deserted. I mean, it's similar to like, I guess like the UFC heavyweight division. We have like a few fights, but man, whenever you get down the list, it gets like super dire. But yeah.
The MVP card, the Ronda Rousey situation, has added, since we last spoke, has added several fights. From the bottom up of the list that I have, David Mgoyan versus Albert Morales. I'm surprised he got released. Jason Jackson versus Lorenz Larkin. Wow, I'm really surprised PFL let him go.
Yeah, I did not see that fight like at all, like on the way.
Yeah, I would not have expected this.
He's still with him though, right? Like,
I'm wondering if they let him go for the
contract?
one off event.
I mean, I guess like maybe there's something where like Netflix will say he's coming over from PFL and there's like some promotion for the PFL there.
Yeah, they make sure to mention he's a PFL fighter.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that would make sense, especially like the PFL sort of needs it at the moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that's Jason Jackson's. I mean, he's legit. He's had some fun fights.
Yeah, he was in the welterweight final with Thad Gene
Yeah, that was a
last
good
year,
fight.
and yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good fight. Saladin Parnasse versus Kenneth Cross. Recent Hype FC loser, Muhammad Mokayev. Uh, he fought a guy that was like 50 pounds bigger than him, so like, let's not hold it against him too badly. But he's facing Adriano Moraes, who was recently released from One, actually.
Now, hold on. Mokaev, whenever he was in the UFC, this was a few years ago, he was a little bit boring. Where like, really, I mean, when we're talking about like crotch sniffers like that, he really was one. I mean, he had no other like tools in his belt, but it seems like he's definitely been training it. Like I know he went to was it Karate FC? Um, he's been doing like some striking only matches, and I mean he's got it seemingly has added at least a little bit of striking to his hands. And I haven't seen Moraes fight, but I've heard he's actually like a pretty like elite fighter. Well, he was in One, right? Or where was he?
He was in ONEFC.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I've heard a lot of
He beat
like
DJ.
the diehards. Yeah, I've heard a lot of the diehards say that this is actually a good matchup. So I mean, yeah, this is one to look out for.
He beat DJ once in their trilogy, so take that for what it's worth. Late stage DJ, we'll say. And Junior Dos Santos versus Robles de Spain.
Dude, this is like an all-star fight. It feels like of washed up, not. I mean, I'll be nice, but like
a has been and a never been.
Ooh, yeah, but like high
Tried to be.
profile has
High
been
profile,
never been.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I've got to imagine the Spain is gonna put Dos Santos out, right? He's gonna put JDS out.
He's gonna kill him. I mean, Ngannou
think.
fought Dos Santos back in the day and like nuked him and around, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it was. That was one of Ngannou's highlight KOs, I think. That they would always play. Yeah, this is purely like MVP just wants a knockout on the card, or like an additional knockout. Plus, like the Spain is massive. I mean, oof. Yeah, it's actually interesting as well because I wonder if they continue with Ngannou, if maybe we get Ngannou versus the Spain on another MVP card or something like that. I remember there was a matchup that people wanted in the UFC for some time. Because I remember they were talking about Spain being like the Titan weight killer.
The knockout artist that was coming into the division.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It was years ago, but yeah, that's I don't know, maybe we get it here.
Makes me wonder, like after UFC released Despain, why did PFL not pick him up to fight Ngannou while they still had him? Just something to wonder.
Yeah, the PFL was, I don't know, they didn't make the best decision.
They are in a transitionary period. Let me make sure I'm not jumping ahead. Nope. So like there's been talk from the PFL brass that they're gonna go through like a rebranding situation or restructuring situation, like further beyond just like the changes at the executive level that they've been having over the last year. They're looking to reformat how like their entire operation. So kind of a big thing to just slip in like under the radar a little bit, but
yeah,
it's like they're looking for bigger changes. I think they're trying to model themselves after UFC a little bit more, beyond the PFL Champion Series. But that's just
I mean,
what I gather.
I would love to see like a little bit more competition in this sphere, but it's just I can't really believe them until I see something like I've just got to see them like make these additional changes because as of late, it's not been like they've not been that good.
Yeah, it's been lacking for sure. Oh, speaking of lacking, Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. Woof.
Man, this is. And so
It's
Nate
gonna be the
Diaz is done
highest
with the
level
UFC.
street fight we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like, because Mike Perry, he's definitely been a bit more active. You know, he's been in like legitimate fights. You know, BKFC. I mean, he's been in some brutal fights.
With the BKFC, he's been keeping up.
Yeah, like, like what if like Nate Diaz just gets like stretchered in this fight? I mean, I think he has the better strike. I think Nate Diaz has the better striking, but yeah, I mean, Mike Perry, he's just a dog. I mean, he wins a lot of his fights based off that. I mean, this is a high profile fight though, regardless of how you think it's gonna go. Nate Diaz is a big name. Mike Perry, you know, over the past few years, he's grown in status over at BKFC. This is like this fight fits pretty well on this card.
For two fighters that have been at the tail end of their careers, could it be that Mike Perry's time at bare knuckle is to his detriment? Like he's not long for this sport, right? And Nate Diaz has been comparatively taking it a little bit easier with just like regular boxing and not doing bare knuckle or small glove fighting. Does that make a difference here?
He's taking a crazy amount of damage. I mean, he got stopped by Jake Paul, and even though like, you know, he's winning these fights in BKFC, I mean, they are wars, bro. Some of them have been brutal.
It's a lot of damage.
He's definitely taking some damage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's taking a lot of damage. It's just one of those things we're gonna have to see. He is a really like tough dude. Like no one can say he's not tough. But I'm just wondering how that's gonna fit like back into MMA because like Nate Diaz, he has like some decent grappling. So yeah, I mean I'm curious to see how it plays out. I don't think this is gonna be like some elite showcase of MMA skills, but yeah, I just want to see how it goes.
I mean, Nate is also like a test case for like classic CTE though as well. Like he hasn't been fighting near as much, but he's taken an enormous amount of damage over the course of his career. So I think this could get ugly real quick. Like I expect the fight to be like competitive, but I think it may just come down to who gets their chin checked first, right? Like, and then it could just turn into a really, really brutal war of attrition, right? Like who's going to be able to just slug it out longer?
Yeah. I could, you know, I think it could be a fun fight. I think there's gonna be some decent striking. But yeah, this is CTE, like the forefront of CTE. Like this is a great fight for representation.
Well, Alexander Rakic is moving up to heavyweight in the UFC divisions. He wasn't that great at light heavyweight, right? It's like, I'm not sure what he's expecting to change by moving up. Just my thinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that
Can't hurt
the distinction between light heavyweight and heavyweight is similar to featherweight and lightweight, where you have significantly more skilled operators working down at the lighter division, and then they're able to step up against physically more imposing opponents, but their technique carries them. And I would probably say, just for pure kickboxing, right? I mean, Rakic is already better than at least half of the top 15 in that department. So I would think that if he's not, shell-shocked, and he's still got a couple years, then I think I'd expect him to do well. Just the thing that's hard with heavyweight is that's the biggest weight jump like you can imagine, right? It's like could be upwards of 60 pounds sometimes, right? So You have to wait and see how he actually responds to that. But I think I rate his skills. I mean, he only ever lost to like other legitimate opponents out at light heavyweight. And I mean, like I said, I think skill wise, he does have a pretty solid start in that division.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. At this point, I feel like it can't hurt. He's been at light heavyweight for a while, and like seemingly like he can't get over that hump. And like Nathan said, like he's gonna have a speed advantage at heavyweight, and his striking is definitely, a little bit more polished than the majority of the people there, especially like down the rankings. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see him. It's at this point he needs to try something different because it seems like light heavyweight is just not gonna work out. So yeah, it's I guess I would say probably a good move.
Yeah, given that he's not going to be able to advance to a title.
Yeah.
Well, even with AP moving up, does that not maybe open up his chances a little better for a title?
I just feel like because it's a little bit cluttered, and then you got like Kamzat maybe coming up in the near future. I don't know. I mean, especially Yuri, Carlos Oberg. There's just a lot of people he'd have to get past at the top. I mean, maybe it's also I don't know if he's having trouble making weight as well.
Possibly.
I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Last thing, Tom Aspinall. What a loss. People might not think it's as big of a deal as it is, but losing your longtime pet, your dog, it's something. Fortunately, I would say, is that Tom Aspinall is still on his eye surgery recovery time, so he does have, they do kind of go run in parallel. But nonetheless, I would I can't discount losing a pet, because having lost a few, it's rough. So
yeah, I hate to see it, bro. Those are the homies.
Yeah,
they're part of the family.
The day ones.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Anything more for the news?
I don't think so.
All right. Some notes here. The social media handle, LVX Media Net, that's the handle everywhere. Wherever you are listening, you could hit us with a rating. It really helps a lot. And if you're feeling extra, a review would not go amiss. And if you want some ad-free and behind-the-scenes stuff, lvx.be/Patreon. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. After spending 6 years in the military and throughout my life since, I've tried my fair share of energy drinks. All the different brands, all the different flavors, and it took some time to find a favorite. But if you're looking for an alternative to the energy drink jitters and skipping the morning trip to the coffee shop, then you need to try Dubby. Dubby is a powdered energy drink that replaces other caffeine beverages. It contains 0 maltodextrin, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is the coffee fruit extract, which helps with focus without the jitters or crash. Go to lvx.be/Dubby and check out all the different flavors. I got Tiger's Blood. It's like a strawberry coconut kind of mix, but I'm definitely going to be sampling the catalog to find the flavor that I like best. We've partnered with Dubby to get that locked-in feeling that helps us focus on what we do best. Whether you're getting dialed in for work or getting dialed in for Saturday night fights, let Dubby be your fuel. Go to lvx.be/Dubby to shop the flavors, get yourself a nice discount, and help us out in the process. That's lvx.be/DUBBY. Let's be real. Building or rebuilding credit can feel like trying to open a door that's already locked. You need credit to get credit, right? It's a loop that doesn't make much sense. So, meet Current. It's the key that actually fits into that lock. Current doesn't just help you build your future, it helps you handle your right here and now. Unlike most secured cards that lock your cash away, Current offers a cash advance feature that's available on qualified direct deposits. Because life doesn't wait for your credit score to go up before the car needs a repair or the electric bill needs to be paid, Current loves to give a good head start by putting money back in your pocket. Set up a qualified direct deposit of $200 or more with Current, and you'll get a $100 bonus right to your account. It's $100 just for signing up. No jumping through hoops, no hidden traps, just a path to better credit, cash when you need it, and $100 to kick things off. Go to lvx.be/current and get signed up today, or use referral code LEONARDA798. Think about everything you've done online today. Your private emails, your bank logins, photos that you backed up, and every site that you visited. Now think about how many companies are quietly watching, logging, and selling that information to the highest bidder. In the modern world, your digital footprint is being tracked at every turn. It's time to take back your privacy with the Poatan suite. Most companies offer a single tool and call it security, but Poatan is different. It's a complete privacy-centric ecosystem designed to build a fortress around your digital life while having a suite of tools that all work together to ease your digital life. With one subscription, you get a lightning-fast VPN to mask your location, fully encrypted cloud storage for your most important data, and a secure email service that keeps your conversations private. There's also a high-end password manager to ensure you never have to reuse a weak password again. Everything is protected with zero-knowledge encryption, which means only you have the keys. Not even Poatan can see what's inside your stuff. Stop being the product and start being the owner of your data. Go to lvx.be/Poatan and get your first month free when you sign up with our link. lvx.be/PROTON. All right, into the recaps. First things first, Friday, March 20th, One Friday Fights 147. Only a few that I wanted to point out. Rambolek beats my guy Nabil Anan to claim the bantamweight Muay Thai title. Like, damn. Anan showed up and he looked like he was about to die on the scales making bantamweight. So maybe being like 6'3" at that division, maybe not the best move, but the rest of the, they're calling it Inner Circle, the paid portion of the events. It was stacked with stoppages, so absolutely worth checking out. And in the main portion, the free part, the main event, Asadullah Imangazaliev, man, fuck that one up, stops Nongo in 2. Imangazaliev did not make weight, so he did not win the vacant flyweight Muay Thai title, but he does remain the number one contender for whoever does claim it. So it was a good fight.
So this dude is Dagestani, right?
I believe so. He's either Dagestani or what's the other one? Kamzat Shemaev is from there. Chechen. He's one of those two.
That's rare to see, man. You know, a lot of these people coming out of there, it's like just wrestling. I mean, obviously, like they've gotten better at striking over the years, but man, this dude is brutal in the striking.
Yeah,
he's really, really good.
He beat the shit out of a very strong Thai contender.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he has any like pedigree in wrestling or grappling as well. Obviously, like being Muay Thai, I guess there's clinch work, but I'd be interested to see if he has any of that. This dude's striking is really, really good. I would be interested to see if, like, maybe the UFC, in the somewhat near future would be willing to sign him. Because, he's got nice striking.
Does the UFC offer, like, training for other disciplines? Because, like, ONEFC has, like, their in-house brand is Evolve MMA, where like Muay Thai guys can go to train grappling and wrestling.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if like the performance institutes have something similar.
I feel like UFC normally just gives fighters like the facility to train and like all the like the recovery equipment, nutritionists, but I don't know if they have like dedicated like, oh, if you want to train grappling or wrestling, you come to this room in the performance institute. I don't know if they have that.
I'm really losing the word right now. Diversify. God, how was I struggling with that? But Imam Ghazaliev, like that's what I was looking for, was if UFC, the performance institutes have a diversification type of program that Evolve MMA has, but doesn't seem. I think that it is available. It's just not explicitly available or explicitly offered. Like if Asadullah were to walk into the PI, he could just say like, "Hey, I want to learn how to do jujitsu," and they'll offer him a coach to do that. But I think,
Yeah, I mean,
he has to want it to get it.
gotta imagine he at least has like a little bit of experience wrestling. I feel like most of like the boys coming out of that region of the world that have at least dabbled with wrestling a bit. And even if he doesn't, I feel like he could easily get connected with, maybe Eagle FC or someone in that sphere or over in Dagestan where, he could improve his wrestling for potential, like, departure into MMA.
Well, I think this guy Asadullah and Archer Beterbiev are kind of, I think they're like exceptions to the rule, because Beterbiev obviously elite boxer, Asadullah elite Muay Thai guy. I think that there are exceptions that get excluded from the wrestling when just because they're good enough with their own specialty sports. But moving on, Friday, March 20th, also in Madrid, PFL had a card. Watched this one from the bottom up. A few to point out. Gino Vanstinas, the brother of the middleweight champion, he gets a stoppage in 1 over Mark Irwin. So that was nice. Luciano Pereira stops Kevin Cordero in 1. This one I wanted to point out because am I mistaken here? But Luciano Pereira looked like a little person.
Shit.
Am I?
He kind of does.
He looks
kind of
like
got the proportions.
He looks like a little person, and he beat the shit out of Kevin Cordero. Like, you are in your hometown, and what are you doing? This should be a gimme, but apparently not.
Oh, he got brutally knocked out too, huh?
He did. He
face
sure
first.
did. I'm not trying to knock it. It does actually sound like I'm knocking on Luciano for being smaller, but like Cordero, dude, like you have all the physical advantages. Like before we started recording, we were talking about Sebastian Fundora, like being a freak with his athletic gifts. And like,
Damn, yeah, that size difference is wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moving up, Linton Vassell gets the stoppage over late replacement Jose Augusto. Jacinta Austin stops Benita Van Rui in the first. Skipping up, AJ McKee in the co-main event gets the UD over Adam Borix. And in the main event, Costello Vanstinas stops Fabian Edwards in the third to retain his PFL middleweight title. Good stuff.
I gotta say, man, this was... I don't know what was going on in the corner of Fabian Edwards, but like deciding to continue with the wrestling seemed a little bit whack. And then, like, I mean, that finishing sequence was sort of fitting considering how they fought, because he actually had like a little bit of success like on the feet, but deciding to like just continue with the wrestling. I mean, and that final sequence, I mean, Van Stennis was just like elbowing the head. I mean, put him out. I mean, yeah, just a great fight from for Van Stennis. A little bit confusing from Edwards, but you know, at least he got the coveted head kick KO in his last fight. Yeah, I was seeing people were making fun of the Edwards brothers because like they will get that head kick KO and then just
flop
like,
after
crumble.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really clear from the second, at most third elbow that landed on Fabian's head. It was really clear that he was fucking out. And it was just like his limp form holding on to Van Steenis' waist.
Yeah.
And the referee let it go on for like 5 more elbows. Like, the dude he's out. I'm not sure what more you want.
Yeah, he was done.
Moving on to Saturday, March 21st, UFC London. Anybody in the prelims that stands out to you guys? There's a lot of stoppages. So,
let's see here. Oh, the Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. That fight was really good.
Yeah, I had that one highlighted. It was a really good fight.
Yeah, Mason. I'm like sort of surprised Mason Jones like survived. I forget what round it was, but like I thought Axel was gonna get him out of there, and it was a slog. I think the Nathaniel Wood fight versus Vicente Kaita was also good, from what I recall. Nathaniel Wood is a dog, man. His fights are most of the time always good. That's probably all from the prelims.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had too. In the main portion, I had highlighted Danny Silva stopping Curtis Campbell to open up the main portion.
Yeah, UK crowd. You had a rough one to start with. Curtis Campbell was like, I think, like a regional dude that had a lot of hype, and just got derailed immediately upon his, UFC debut. Yeah, rough outing for the UK fighter.
Well, they rebounded when Christian Leroy Duncan beat the shit out of Roman Dolidze.
Yeah.
Well done.
This was, like one-way traffic.
Yeah, Roman Dolidze he employed all of the veteran tactics, and just it was just enough to survive. But yeah, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Moving up, Ivo Barnowski stops Austin Lane in the first.
Yeah, that was a good knockout. Immediate. Austin Lane just. I feel like his fights are like most of the time it's like someone's getting knocked out, but it, as of late, it just seems to be him. Like it's always, when we say kill, be killed. But recently he's been just getting killed.
And Michael Page gets the UD over Sam Patterson. Not the most exciting fight to watch.
Bro, yeah. I'm never watching a Michael Venom Page fight again.
It was so bad.
Like, this is the kind of fight that sucks your will to live right out of you. Like, it's I mean, I've seen people say this, and it really is just hits the nail on the head. But if people don't play MVP's game, his fight sucks, right? Because they'll both just stand at each other at range and just wait for the other to make a move.
Just look at each other the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't play his game, his fights are just not worth watching at this point, unfortunately.
The blueprint
Yeah, it
is
was
out.
not a good fight. Not a good fight.
No.
I actually stopped watching at some point.
Yeah.
Sometime in the second round. I just went to go do something else on my laptop.
Yeah, on the 21st, we were watching Pro Box with Lester, and there was more boxing on the 21st too. Hold on, let me just let you all know the Adamas versus Ammo fight too was a lot better than this. But moving up, Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. Riley gets the UD. They wanted to prop up their guy. And the main event, Movsar Evloev wins by majority decision over Lerone Murphy. How
slightly controversial, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
how did
you score it? How did you guys score it? If you scored it, how did you?
Yeah, I had a draw. I don't know about you, but I had a draw.
Yeah, I could kind of see it either way. I'm inclined to think it was a draw as well, but I know a lot of people really took issue with this. It seemed like, well, first of all, Movsar fought, which we didn't know last time we convened. It looked like he had visa issues, but they actually got him in there. And I don't know, it just kind of felt, I don't know. It seemed like the way that fight was going, that Murphy, had some moments of pulling away, but the fight never felt very definitive either way to me. It was just kind of they'd get a little bit of distance from each other, and then the other person would catch back up.
Yeah,
it was very very technical. You had to really squint for the separation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a bit weird to me because the way I had the first two rounds for Murphy and then 3, 4, 5 for Mospar, but obviously there was the point deduction for what was it, the nut shot in the third round or something like that. So in the last 3 rounds, Mospar started pulling away, but as soon as he started using the wrestling, it was just over at that point. Murphy really couldn't do anything about the takedowns. It sort of looked to me like Mospar, especially in those first 2 rounds, he was intentionally just trying to keep it on the feet. I'm not sure if he is trying to vie for a title shot by perhaps engaging more on the feet, trying to be a little bit more exciting. But that's what it looked like to me, because the takedowns just came so easily that I really don't have another explanation for as to why he wouldn't at least mix it in a little bit more in the first and second rounds. But for what it's worth, Murphy did well in those first 2. And I think they said Murphy, and I think they showed it on camera too. Also in the third round, he went from for a spinning back fist or elbow, and something happened to his hip where he got injured. So there was, obviously Murphy later on in the fight, it started to get a bit worse for him. So in some injuries. I think Evloev after the fight as well, he posted a photo about how a week and a half before the fight, he had broken his nose, and he posted a photo. His face was completely swollen in the photo. They both ended up having some injuries before and during the fights. This was, I gotta say, a little bit more exciting than the typical Mospar fight. He kept it up on the feet. He did well in the striking. He didn't look out of his depth. He was landing on Lerone a decent amount. And obviously we know his ground game is just superb. So I mean, I don't know. Volkanovski called him out. You know, I, I don't know where he's at in terms of like scheduling. You know, how quickly does Volk want this fight? Uh, but I feel like at this point, he's like the rightful number one contender. Like that's the fight that should be made. I don't think it's the one that will be made, but it's the one that should be made.
Didn't Dana say in the post-fight conference, like when they asked, "Is Evloev versus Volkanovski? Is that the next fight?" And they said, and Dana said, "We'll see." Which is really
why this is like Movsar has been consistently, at this high ranking, like either 1 or 2 for a long time. Like, why are we gonna continue to not call that fight, right? Like, irrespective of if you thought Movsar should have won this fight, he's held this ranking for a long time. Like, and who else are you gonna vault over him to let him fight Volk?
Yeah. The only thing is that like I think he does like 100% deserve the shot. And like, I mean, the fact that Volk has now been calling him out for, was it like 8-9 months now? Ever since he beat, who was it? Was it after the first Lopez? I forget who it was. But Volk has been calling him out for some time now. And it just hasn't happened. I feel like they're going to give it to John Silva. If I were to bet money on it, I feel like it's going to be Volkanovski versus John Silva.
That's the word on the street, is John Silva is going to be next.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think the UFC see that as a more exciting fight. And, it potentially is. John Silva, he's an exciting striker, but yeah, I mean, most far, I think he's on a 10-fight win streak.
He's earned it. What more do you want?
He just beat Lerone Murphy. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, number 1 beat number 3, but I mean, I just think the UFC are gonna make John Silva versus Volkanovski, and they'll be like, most far gets the next one or after that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing, but I have a feeling that's what they're gonna do.
I hope they actually let Movsar fight, because I'm wondering if part of the reason he stood early against Lerone was that prep for Volkanovski, right? Because he knows if he's one-dimensional, he's going to get his ass kicked. And so was this like a trial run to see if he could, implement some striking strategies to like help him mix it up? Because when you have these Dagestani type guys, like a big part of their game plan is allowing their wrestling dominance to like allow them to strike efficiently, right? Like that gives you openings you typically wouldn't find, and that's a look that Volk hasn't. I mean, he did see that versus Islam, but Islam's gotten significantly better like since then. And so like, are you gonna see, that kind of strategy? It's like, and I was kind of looking forward to that. I was kind of gearing up to see how does Volk handle that style clash, and I don't know. I guess we may wait even longer. I don't know. It's
like we're gonna get to it, but like, I mean, if we're gonna like keep pushing it, like Volk's only gonna get older, and like, I mean, he might lose to John Silva. I think Volk is like vastly better than John Silva when it comes to striking, when it comes to like wrestling, grappling, IQ, like in every department. But the fact that John Silva's just so, like, I mean, he's like a freight train just trying to knock you out. I mean, considering Volk's age, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, like, imagine if Volkanovski loses that and we just never get to see Evloev versus Volk. It'll be a bit disappointing. I was really looking forward to Volk versus Evloev, just because, I mean, like you said, we saw in that first fight against Islam. I mean, man, Volk, he had some answers to Islam's wrestling, especially early on. It was not, even when he did get him down, Volk was like doing the right things to get up, and he was landing on Islam a fair bit. That's just, I mean, that Evloev versus Volk is the best. If we're talking about the best fighting the best in the division, those are the 2 best fighters in that division at the moment. So yeah, hopefully they make the right choice, but we'll see.
I bet they won't, just purely from the recent history we've had where we get the number 14 guy fighting the number 4 guy, or we get the number 13 guy fighting like these, like rankings wise, the matchup doesn't make any sense at all. It's purely for who do they think, is the fight going to be entertaining, right? That's all it's considered, which, it's nice to have that consideration, but what's the point of rankings if we're not going to honor them, right? You might as well take away the rankings if, you're not going to give Mobstar a fight, right? And I'm not like sitting here as like a Mobstar super fan. Like I don't particularly care, but I do care about the integrity of like, does this ranking mean anything? If the guy goes on a 10 fight win streak and he's still not good enough to fight for the title, it's like, what's good enough, right? You just got to have a better marketing campaign. You got to be better on TikTok or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It like no longer becomes about the fights. And like, I mean, dude, 10 fight win streak. And like, he's not been beating scrubs. Like his last few fights have been, like pretty elite fighters he's been beating. So yeah, I mean, the UFC always like flaunts that, oh, boxing is messed up. The best never fight the best. In UFC, we don't have that issue here. But man, as of late,
we certainly have that issue here.
Yeah, it's definitely been an issue in the UFC.
Anything more for UFC London?
It was a decent card. I mean, there were some moments. The Michael Page versus Sam Patterson one, that was a rough one to get through. But hopefully everyone went to go get like beers or something.
Well, let's put some notes in here before we move on to the previews. If you'd like to join us in Discord where we talk the fights, like if there's a fight night, or just we're talking fights, lvx.be/discord. I want your spiciest takes. Ideally, if you send them in WhatsApp, it's a lot easier for everybody. But if you want to just do a direct call, that's fine too. 833-589-7637. Leave a message. Let us know that it's for the MMA show. And there you go. 833 Lux Pods. And a solid MMA calendar. lvxmedia.net/MMA. Enjoy. Is there anything worse than that nagging suspicion that you clicked on the wrong thing? We use our devices for everything now. For banking, shopping, connecting with friends and family. And it's stressful to have to constantly worry if your data is safe while you're just trying to live your life. Good security shouldn't be complicated, and it definitely shouldn't slow you down. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Malwarebytes. It's the next generation of security designed to give you complete peace of mind without requiring a degree in computer science to use it. You just set and forget. With Malwarebytes, you install it once and it just works. It provides top-tier protection against malware, spyware, ransomware, all the hits, all the big ones, all the nasty stuff. And it even cleans up existing infections and optimizes your device. It's like having a security expert monitoring your devices 24/7. I spent nearly 20 years in the IT industry and I trust Malwarebytes for all my security needs. Go to lvx.be/mwb, shop the different subscription tiers. You got single devices or family plans. You can look at their VPN option and ad blocking. Try it risk-free today. lvx.be/mwb. Get yourself a nice discount and help us out in the process. You ever feel like you're staring at your screen through a thick layer of fog? You've got the coffee, you've got the to-do list, but your brain just isn't clicking into gear. Most of us just reach for another hit of caffeine, but that usually just leads to a crash, not a breakthrough. It's time to upgrade your cognitive fuel with psilocybin. This isn't just another supplement, it's a powerhouse of magical mushrooms that's been used for centuries to support mental clarity. It's the key weapon for anyone who needs to stay sharp and focused for the long haul. Psilocybin works by supporting your brain's natural ability to grow and repair neurons. We're talking improved memory, sharper concentration, and a steady flow of mental energy that doesn't leave you jittering, just alert. Whether you're grinding through a complex project, studying for a big exam, or you're just trying to stay locked in on what you're doing, this is the clarity you've been looking for. Stop struggling with the fog and start tapping into your full potential. Go to lvx.be/soul, get 30% off your order, Help us out a little bit in the process. That's lvx.be/SOUL. Think about the last time you enjoyed a crisp apple, a handful of almonds, or even your morning coffee. We owe those simple pleasures to the hardest workers on the planet, honeybees. But right now, bees are facing unprecedented challenges from habitat loss and climate change, and they need our help to keep working. That's why we partnered with Project Honeybees. They aren't just a conservation group, they're a community dedicated to restoring hive populations and connecting us with the hives they save. And the best part is you can wear your support on your sleeve in a literal sense. The Project Honeybees create stunning handcrafted bee-themed jewelry, from delicate gold necklaces to sterling silver bumblebee earrings, and each piece is a conversation starter. More importantly though, every single purchase directly funds the placement of new hives, rescue of bees that are hived in precarious spots, and the protection of local pollinators. When you wear Project Honeybees, you're telling the world that you stand for nature's most vital workers. Look good and do even better. Help us save the bees one beautiful piece at a time. Go to lvx.be/bees and use the discount code LEO33862 for a nice little discount. That's lvx.be/bees. Be the change. It is a light weekend coming up. Friday, April 3rd, One Friday Fights 149. I will stop talking about them when they stop making them. And Saturday, April 4th, UFC Vegas 115 on Paramount Plus at the Meta Apex. It is certainly a card. Let's just throw them from the bottom up. Stop me if you need to. Dion Barbosa versus Melissa Gatto at flyweight. Azamat Bekwev versus Tresean Gore at middleweight. Oh, here's one. Alice Pereira versus Haley Kowan at bantamweight. That's Poatan's younger sister. So that's fun. Lando Vanata versus Darius Flowers. That's you told me, Isaac, this is a older name.
Lando Venata, yeah.
Yeah,
He's been. I remember him having some fights a while back. Just from what I remember.
Alessandro Costa versus Stuart Nicole at flyweight. Jose Delano versus Robert Ruchala at feather. Guillermo Pat versus Thomas Peterson at heavyweight. That rounds out the prelims. Oof, it does not get a whole lot better as we get into the main portion. Jeez. Charles Ratke versus Jose Enrique at welter. Thomas McMillan versus Manolo Zacchini at feather. Ethan Ewing versus Rafael Estevam at bantam. Abdul Rakam Yakayev versus Brenson Ribeiro at light heavy. And co-main event, Virna Jantarova, third at strawweight versus Tabitha Ricci, 7th. And in the main event, Renato Moicano, 11th at lightweight versus Christian Duncan. Wow.
Okay, so I would like to propose something. If the spot's not taken, I think Mattress Firm should be the sponsor of this card for two reasons. One, this fight card is going to put everyone to sleep. And two, this is just as much of a money laundering scheme as Mattress Firm is. So, yeah. That's all I got. I mean, this is bad. This is classic Apex.
I mean,
I would say an alternate, a third possibility for Mattress Firm is that it's a sleeper card and everybody gets knocked out.
Wow, so true.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Unless like every fight is a knockout, I don't know if I'd tune in. This is Abdul Rahman Yakiev versus Ribeiro. I mean, bruh, I've not heard of these things. I've not, I watch UFC a lot, and some of these people I've never even like heard of. Yeah, this is like literally like they're getting the clutter out, which I guess they have to do that periodically. But man, like they're getting a bunch out on this fight, or on this card rather. But what is it? Next week we have a bigger card. So right,
Big time.
yeah, okay. So every once in a while, I guess we have to go through some of these. Just hold tight, hold tight.
On this same day, if you are just that put off by this card, over on the boxing side of the house, we've got Tim Tszyu versus Dennis Norya. Norya? I'm trying to think of how to mix the Y and the J for this fellow. But yeah, it's not a whole lot better.
Damn. This is Water versus Chisora, though, right?
Yeah, same day, but that's earlier in the day.
Oh, okay, yeah. Damn. Listen, you can plan.
Yeah, boxing is winning this weekend by a landslide.
Find other stuff to do in the evening, maybe.
Oh yeah.
We'll give you the rundown later on.
We'll see what happens on the card. I'll probably have it on in the background or something.
It'll be on the side while I watch Tim Tszyu. Let's see here. We are heading into UFC Vegas 115. Ouch. Parting words.
It's okay. We had a good card. We've had some good stuff. Every once in a while I gotta take a break for a week. But we will be back. But yeah, just hold tight.
Yeah, this is a good weekend to be casual because you're not missing out on much, except for maybe an Alice Pereira fight. Maybe just catch the replay of that. And maybe Paramount can sit in the corner and think about what they've done.
I've been throwing in, at the end of the boxing shows, I've been throwing in some really crappy jokes, and I'm going to continue doing that here. Let's see here. Why do ships carry cargo, but cars carry shipments?
Why?
Are you are you rolling your eyes yet? Why are a wise man and a wise guy opposites?
Wise guy. Why?
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. If you rolled your eyes, please fucking leave a comment on YouTube, Spotify, wherever it is that you're listening. I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Whatever fucking questions, or if I say something stupid besides the jokes, let me know, man. Like, I definitely am open to learning more. But that's it for this edition of the Ultimate Effin' Casuals. We will see you on the other side of this abysmal fucking Apex card.